I can't take this anymore. Seems one of the Powerpuff Girls has gone muy loco.
Oh no!
Hold on just a sec. We'll get back to this moment later. But first, I want to ask you a question. Has there ever been a show or an episode so tragic that you've watched that managed to pull on your heartstrings the way nothing else could? The episode ends, the screen cuts to black, and you feel as if you've just watched the worst thing that ever happened to a character. Because for me, I don't know if there's a sadder story or episode than one that's from ironically one of the most upbeat and cheerful kid shows of all time, 1998's The Powerpuff Girls. And I want to dive deeper into this episode because not only does it hold one of the most memorable episodes in cartoon history, but also one of the most tragic stories of a character ever. So with all that said, let's get into it. Now, as with most Powerpuff Girl episodes, the episode starts off in your typical superhero fashion. All is well in the city of Townsville. People are at the beach on a nice sunny day, enjoying themselves.
The Powerpuff Girls!
The Powerpuff Girls are fighting what appears to be a tentacled sea monster, in which they make quick work of. In another instant, they make quick work of the Gangrene Gang. Try saying that 3 times fast. Then they help a conductor cross over a broken train track. Saves a man who fell from a scaffold. Stops a meteor from hitting the earth. Saves a man from Yogi Bear. Stops a robber. Saves a man. Suppresses a bomb. Saves a dog. And saves a baby from a burning building. The episode is clearly establishing that this whole superhero thing is really weighing on the girls. But just like Ohio, things only get worse. But after a long day of saving the town, finally the girls return home to get some much needed rest. And so their day comes to a close.
Hello, my little angels. Don't forget, you need to clean your room, wash the dishes, take out the trash, finish your homework, fix the roof, eat your dinner, clean your plate, wash the dishes, take out the trash, finish your homework, fix the roof, eat your dinner, clean your plate.
This only reinforces that the responsibility of being a superhero as well as responsibilities at home is too overbearing for the girls to handle. As super as the Powerpuff Girls are, they can't be everywhere at once, and they can't save everyone. They need rest too. But I think right here, Bubbles says it best.
Breathe in, breathe out, sit down, do your chores, stop mojo, stop mojo, stop pencil, outline it.
With the amount of exhaustion and unrelenting responsibility that the girls face, an idea pops in their heads that might help alleviate some of that pressure. And so their plan is in full effect. In the dead of night, the girls sneak into the professor's lab, whom I assume is asleep at this point, to mess around with some chemicals. Blossom grabs a black book that is conveniently titled How I Did It, and begins listing off some ingredients to mix together. So here I think the episode is implying that the girls are planning to create some type of Powerpuff Girl, but I don't think even they know how it will turn out. Now this is very important because when it comes to making a Powerpuff Girl, while it isn't complicated at all, it still needs to be done precisely. Although, I mean, even though it was an accident at the end of the day.
Don't worry, Professor. I was an accident too.
I digress. Also, a huge shout out to my Murray members. Thank you so much for your support. As the intro states every single time, sugar, spice, and everything nice. That's it, nothing else. Okay, well, it'd actually be sugar, spice, everything nice, and a big load of chemical X. And that's how you make a Powerpuff Girl. Sounds easy enough, right? Right?
Wrong!
Here, the girls completely cheese their way through the instructions and do their own thing. Instead of sugar, they use sweet powder. Instead of spices, they use dirt and twigs. And with everything nice, this is clearly subjective to the girls, so they get literally everything that they think is nice. Now, I will say this. The more I watch this part, the more I appreciate it because you really see the girls' personalities come out based on what they add to the concoction. Now, if you entertain me for a sec, I associate the Powerpuff Girls personality-wise to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and here's why. Blossom is like the Leonardo and Donatello of the group, always seeking knowledge and is the leader, of course. So for her, she'd add things like books, a whole computer, a calculator, things of that nature. Bubbles is Michelangelo, very simple-minded, but also the most precious. So for her, it'd be flowers, stuffed animals, and ribbons. Oh, and I can't forget this either. She also added more flowers. And of course, I mean, Buttercup is none other than Raphael. Pretty much the rebel and very tomboyish. So she'd have a mixture of different things like boxing gloves, a football, fish, and a whole lizard, and a knuckle sandwich for good measure. With all the ingredients added, they lastly need the most important ingredient of all,
Chemical X.
in which they need to add it accidentally.
Whoops! I accidentally dropped the chemical X and it fell into the concoction.
In a white blast, the experiment is finally over. And once the girls open their eyes, their facial expressions says it all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bunny, the fourth Powerpuff Girl, the twisted sister. Time out for a sec. Now, at first glance, you can immediately tell that Bunny isn't your typical Powerpuff Girl. I mean, she's intimidatingly massive as she towers over the girls. Her hair and teeth are messy, and she barely fits her clothes. To say it the nicest way possible, she looks like she should be with the fake Powerpuff Girls. She's just a bit off from what the girls had expected. Hiding their nervousness behind a smile, Bubbles is the first to introduce themselves to her, as of course, the Powerpuff Girls. And if you thought her appearance was rough, wait until you hear how she speaks.
Sisters! That's right, you're our sister too! Sister!
And oh boy, the fun they are gonna have. Now, I did tell you that her name is Bunny, but Bubbles would actually be the one that would give her this name.
Bunny, 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 bunny,
Now, it's actually beyond me how even after an explosion, Bunny speaking and making the ground shake, how the professor is still asleep. Or is he? Wait, hold on. So let me get this straight here. Extremely massive, can't articulate herself properly, and she appears to have super strength. I'm definitely getting Incredible Hulk vibes here. The girls inform Bunny that her role in the group is to not only protect Townsville from crime, but also to throw the bad guys in jail.
It's your job to fly around and keep Townsville safe from crime.
Bunny nods in understanding, and so the girls let her loose into the city. Oh boy, here we go. Bunny finds her first assignment when she sees a pair of robbers being caught by the police at gunpoint. Bunny now has to make the most important decision of her life. In her head, she's probably thinking, do I save the police or do I save the robbers? Now, I don't think she'll make the wrong decision here based on what her sisters told her.
It's your job to fly around and keep Townsville safe from crime. To the bad guys. Bam! Pow! You beat 'em up and throw 'em in jail.
Like I said, she won't make the wrong decision.
And then throw 'em in jail.
Now, clearly Bunny made a grave mistake here, but I can't help but feel like she made one that was innocent. You got to understand how Bunny was thinking in this moment. Applying what the girls had said, she might have processed it as, if these guys are scared because of these guys, then surely they must be the bad guys that my sisters were talking about, even though we clearly know that wasn't the case. So I think she made a decision with the best of intentions, but with a lot of context left out. And that's honestly how life works. We tend to make the worst decisions with the best of intentions in mind. But here's the thing. We're not immune to the consequences that come after, and Bunny isn't either. Back at home, the girls are on the couch watching TV, enjoying their time off. But out of nowhere, the professor emerges to ask the girls if there is any crime or not.
Oh, sure. But don't worry, Professor. We've got it all under control.
And so he just walks off. Now, time out for a sec. This right here needs to be established. In my opinion, the professor has taken massive L's in this episode. With the amount of carelessness shown, the man is on Goku levels of parenting here. Your daughter's literally laying a pile, absolutely exhausted, and the first thing you do is blurt chores at them? Then you think for someone who owns a lab capable of creating the most powerful beings in the world that the security will be tight. Nope, the girls just walk right on in. Then here, your suspicions of the girls subtly having all of this free time goes unchecked? Come on, Professor. Now I get there is a such thing as cartoon logic, but I guess not even the professor is immune to it. So the girls continue watching Powerpuff Girls on Cartoon Network.
It seems one of the Powerpuff Girls has gone muy loco. She's been releasing prisoners from jail. and imprisoning the police.
Bunny! We've got to find her! And fast! Let's go!
Witnessing the horror on the news, the girls go to question Bunny about her misdeeds as she's beating on an officer. In Bunny's eyes, she believes she had done the right thing, but the girls think otherwise.
No! Bunny do bad! Very bad!
Bunny at this point is confused and a little shocked. This moment right here meant the world to her, and what was supposed to be her greatest accomplishment would be the girl's biggest disappointment.
I guess you're not cut out to be a Powerpuff Girl after all.
No, Baba.
No.
So Bunny flies away in shame, which catches the girls' attention, but as soon as the girls are hit with guilt, you know, a situation like this is rather poetic. The one who put the town and the girls in danger is the only one who can save them, and the girls need her now more than ever. Bunny from a distance hears the girls calling for her help, and without hesitation, she goes to save them. Now, if I were the criminals, I would be absolutely terrified because now I'm dealing with a bunny that knows who the bad guys are. Bunny unloads on the inmates. A punch here, a punch there, a head clash, and several punches more, making the inmates wish they had stayed in jail. This is absolutely amazing because for the first time in Bunny's life, she's being a hero. She's doing exactly what she was born to do, and she's doing it without breaking a sweat. She is now living up to the name of a Powerpuff Girl. And after everything, Bunny did it. She's on top of the mountain, and with the town saved, the girls can finally be a team. I understand that this was the result of the ingredients she was made with being unstable, but that doesn't change the fact that I witnessed someone die in a show that was meant for children. This moment wasn't happy or funny, and because of that, I felt confused, and I just sat there numb. I think the saddest part of it all is the girls never see Bunny again. They only see what remains of her. Not only that, they never get a chance to say sorry. If anything, they now realize who the real Twisted Sisters are.
She was good after all. We were the ones who were bad.
Looking back at it all, this episode not only gave me tons of nostalgia, but it also put me through a roller coaster of emotions. I felt sympathy, humor, anger, hope, and heartbreak. But regardless of Bunny's condition, she ended on a high note, and that alone makes her, in my eyes, not the Twisted Sister, but a sister that all of us will never forget. Happy 25th anniversary, the Powerpuff Girls.